Hello, it is Wednesday, it is New Comic Book Day, and I'm Henry here in Midtown Comics, Times Square. Happy Wednesday, happy New Comic Book Day. It is a very cool week in the world of comics because there's a lot of fun, exciting stuff coming out, but we've got some fun, exciting stuff that we have to tell you guys about as well because, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 800 comes out this week, and we are super excited, and we're super excited for our signing with Dan Slott tomorrow at Midtown Comics Downtown, so that's going to be great, that's going to be crazy, it's going to be wild, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys should definitely meet us there. Signing starts at 6, and then we're going to have a very cool signing with Scott Snyder next week for Justice League, but it's a limited signing, so you have to enter online. So go to blog.midtowncomics.com, and you can enter to win, to go, to have fun. But we're going to have some fun right here, and we're going to talk about some of the great books that are coming out this week. So to start us off, we've got Bunny's Pick of the Week, which is, of course, Lando, Double or Nothing, a brand new series, a brand new mini-series with Lando Calrissian from Rodney Barnes. Then we have a brand new issue of Saga that Fonz has picked for his Pick of the Week, issue number 52. I adore this cover because I think that's just a lot of fun. Then we've got Sarah. You know, Sarah is a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan, so Sarah, of course, went with a brand new issue from the IDW series, recently relaunched, issue number 5. Then we got Miguel going with Marvel 2-in-1, issue number 6. This is the conclusion of the storyline, Fate of the Four. We get to find out what's been going on with Doctor Doom, with The Thing, with the Human Torch. Where are Reed and Sue? Well, this is obviously going to be leading into that new Fantastic Four series, so you guys should be checking it out. And then we've got Raph going with the Man of Steel himself. Superman is in a brand new series from Brian Michael Bendis, and we've got the art of Ivan Reyes looking absolutely gorgeous. Some really cool stuff. Now, as we bring it down, we're going to show off some brand new releases, including the brand new series Blackwood by Evan Dorkin and Veronica Fish. Some really cool stuff here, and if you guys are shopping with us online, this book is already sold out. So the only way that you're going to get it is if you call the stores and you ask them to send it to you, or just come by the stores and pick it up yourself. It's a great read and a very cool new series from Dark Horse. Then we have the brand new issue of Harrow County from Cullen Bunn and Tyler Crook, issue number 31. And all of a sudden, we are in D.C., but D.C. is starting off with something weird, something wacky, something wild, Aquaman and Jabberjaw. And that sentence just makes me happy to be able to say we've got a couple different covers here, including this very fun cover from Joshua Middleton, who, of course, has been one of the coolest cover artists in comics lately. And this is great because it's literally Aquaman and Jabberjaw, and I think that's really fun and really silly because I'm a big Jabberjaw fan. Then we've got the Batman Prelude to the Wedding, starting off with Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. You had your chance, old man. We're seeing a family feud, as it were, between Robin and Ra's al Ghul. You know it's going to get bloody. Then we have the brand new issue, the penultimate issue of Bane Conquest, issue number 11. And that's always a cool series if you are a Bane aficionado. And we also have the brand new issue, the first issue, the one issue, it's a one-shot, of Hong Kong Phooey and Black Lightning. All these Hanna-Barbera books, you know, you're starting to notice a trend. There's a lot of Hanna-Barbera this week, and it's a lot of fun. And this is great because it's literally Black Lightning and Hong Kong Phooey, and there's like a murder mystery involved, and that sounds amazing. Then we have a very cool book that fans have been eagerly anticipating. We've got the brand new issue of Doomsday Clock from Jeff Johnson, Gary Frank, issue number 5. And if there's one person I don't want doing my lipstick, it's going to be the Joker because he's all over the place. He's messy. He's, you know, just a slob. Look at how disheveled this poor man is. His hair is all rotted and green. But you know that the book is going to be a lot of fun. Jeff Johnson's been crafting a very unique narrative, and the fans are eagerly anticipating it. I'm sure that you are one of them. Then we have The Flash and Speed Buggy, another Hanna-Barbera special. And this is great because I love this cover because you can just see all the different DC characters that are hanging out in the crowd and all the Hanna-Barbera characters. So I think that's really fun. And also this great cover by Brett Booth, who does the interior art here. It is literally a Speed Force-powered speed buggy. That is all I needed to know for this to automatically excite me. Then we have the brand new Green Arrow Annual number 2. This is tying in with Justice League No Justice number 4, which you guys will see in just a moment. And if you guys are curious about what's going on with Green Arrow and Amanda Waller, this is the place to look as we see a new creative team coming over the Green Arrow books. Then we have the Green Lanterns Annual, some really cool stuff here. We've got Andy Diggle, and then we got Mike Perkins jumping in on art. It's the first time I think he's ever done DC art. He, of course, was doing the Iron Fist series recently, so it's very cool, very exciting. Then we have that brand new issue of Justice League No Justice, issue number 4. Some great stuff. Scott Snyder, James Tynion, Joshua Williamson, and Francis Manapul back on art. This is crazy. This is wild. I'm going to talk more about it in a minute. Then we have the brand new issue, the first issue, the issue everybody's been curious about. Man of Steel, Bendis on Superman begins here. The weekly Superman event starts here. It says it right there on the bottom. You guys know what you're getting into, and it's going to be crazy. And I'm really curious because those solicits have been really, really subtle, so I have no idea what's going to happen in this book, and I'm very excited to find out. Then we have the brand new Super Sons and Dynamite and the Blue Falcon. Everybody teaming up. Very cool, very fun. Another Hanna-Barbera and DC crossover, and it's written by Pete Tomasi, who does the Super Sons, so that's pretty fantastic. Then we have the brand new issue of Raven, Daughter of Darkness, issue number 5 in a 12-part series. And all of a sudden, we start hitting those indies, and we've got some great stuff, starting off with this absolutely terrifying Rick and Morty cover. Very fun stuff. If you guys are Rick and Morty fans, we'll show off this variant cover as well with a whole slew of different Ricks and Mortys hanging out. And then we have the first issue of Harbinger Wars 2. That's right, Harbinger Wars 2. You guys remember Harbinger Wars? It was the crazy event that shook the Valiant universe to its core. Well, get ready for Harbinger Wars 2 as we see the Harbingers have, not the Harbingers, but just the Psyots have become a point of controversy in the Valiant universe. And there's some crazy stuff going on. And we're going to talk more about this in a minute. Matt Kint and Thomas Giorello doing some really cool stuff on it. Then we have the brand new issue and the new creative team on Quantum and Woody. This is, of course, going to be impacted by the events of Harbinger Wars 2. You know it's going to affect everything. But look at this shiny cover. You know, I don't have a worry in the world when I look at something pretty and shiny. And so these Quantum and Woody covers have made me very happy. I'm like a fish, you know. I get attracted to shiny things. Then we've got the brand new issue, the first issue of very different kind of tale in Valiant High #1 from Daniel Kibblesmith, who's been doing a great job with a number of fun books, and this is another one just like it. It's going to be great. Derek Charm on art, really cool stuff. Then we hit IDW, and they've got a whole slew of cool stuff coming out. We've got The Crow, Memento Mori, as well as the brand new issue of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. I just watched the G.I. Joe episode of The Toys That Made Us, and it was really fun. So now I'm super excited, even more so, to check out the comic series. Then we have the brand new series for Judge Dredd Under Siege, a couple different covers here. Looking very cool. Very excited to see where this story goes. And then we also have the brand new issues of the Star Trek franchise, Star Trek Discovery, issue number 4 of The Light of Kallus. And then we have Star Trek The Next Generation Through the Mirror, issue number 5. And then we have the brand new issue of Sword of Ages, issue number 4. And we're going to bring it up real quick, and we're going to talk about some of the collected editions we've got up here, including Shock, an Aftershock anthology, as well as Superman by Mark Millar, who, of course, has left his impact on the comic book world. So you got to check out what he does with the Man of Steel and also, you know, Steel and Superboy and Supergirl and all of them. Then we have the collected edition of Supergirl Being Super from Mariko Tamaki and Joelle Jones, a very fun series, as well as Injustice Ground Zero Volume 2 in paperback form. We also have the brand new trade paperback of Batwoman, some great stuff. I love this Michael Cho cover. And then we have Rocket Robinson and the Pharaoh's Fortune, as well as House of Night graphic novel Legacy. Very cool stuff from Dark Horse. Now, as we bring it back down, we've got some cool new releases. We've got the brand new issue of Optimus Prime, The Falling Part 4, as well as Transformers Requiem of the Wreckers. And you guys got to love the Wreckers. Of course, they've played a big part in the Transformers book these last couple years. So now, you know, you get to see them spotlighted once more. Then we've got the brand new Weird Love. And by brand new, I mean actually old, because, of course, Weird Love are always these very fun classic stories. And then we have, you got to turn it sideways. That's right, it's Barrier, the final issue, Barrier issue number 5 from Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin. The book has been fantastic. It's on a nice cardstock, so you can take it home, you can treasure it, because it's only coming out once, and it's in print right here. Then we have the brand new issue of Cyberforce, issue number 3, as well as the new issue of Descender with a very cool Virgin cover right there. Looking great. Issue number 30 from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. And then we have Hack/Resurrection, issue number 7, as well as Kill or Be Killed from Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and Elizabeth Brettweiser. Always doing an amazing job. You gotta put them all in there because they work so well cohesively as a unit that they just create a gorgeous book. Then we have The Last Siege, a brand new book from Image. And we also have the brand new issue of Lazarus, issue number 28. Some really cool stuff here from Greg Ruckel and Michael Lark. Then we have the brand new issue of The Realm, and we've got a couple different covers here. If you want your Virgin cover, you got your Virgin cover. If you want Man Who's Been Shot Way Too Many Times, you got Man Who's Been Shot Way Too Many Times. If you want Man Who Probably Shot Him, you got that as well. So it's very fun, very cool series. Realm has been really cool. Then we also have that brand new issue of Royal City, which has a very nice spiral notebook-themed cover, which I appreciate because I'm 10 years old still. And we also have the brand new issue of Saga that I talked about before, issue number 52. And then we have one of the longest-running books from Image Comics. We've got Savage Dragon, issue number 234. Crazy, 234 issues. That's amazing. That's a lot of fun. Now, we'll bring it up, and we've got some collected editions, including G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Volume 20. And you can see the new Snake Eyes front and center on the cover, so that's great. Then we have Gumballs by Aaron Nations, as well as Sharks. So if you want Gumballs, you want Sharks, you know, you got your choice. Then we've got that hardcover edition of Black Science, Volume 1, The Beginner's Guide to Entropy. And I always like, Rick Remender's books are always like super sized. I don't know what he does to get them that extra special size, but they always look gorgeous and they're always super cool. Then we have that brand new volume, Volume 2 of Motocross from Babstar, Brendan Fletcher, and Cameron Stewart, a very fun series, as well as the complete collected edition of Void Trip from Ryan O'Sullivan and Plaid Klaus. Very cool psychedelic adventure. Then we have a very important, very cool book, Where We Live, a benefit for the survivors of Las Vegas. All the proceeds for this book go to benefit those in Las Vegas. It is a great book. It is very big. It's got a lot of stuff in it. We're going to be talking more about that in a little bit, but I highly recommend that you guys check it out. Then something a bit more lighthearted. We've got the Color Your Own Ant-Man and Wasp. So that's great because, you know, you get your crayons, you color them in. You can't really color in this cover because it's glossy, but the pages inside are black and white, and that's what you should really be coloring on. Then we have Ed Brubaker with The Secret Avengers, the complete collection, where he got to work with some fantastic people. I mean, we've got Mike Deodato, we've got Will Conrad, we've got David Aja, and it really is a cool run. If you guys never checked out his Secret Avengers, I actually remember going to a signing here at Midtown Comics many years ago for this book, and I stuck with it, and I loved it. Then we have the brand new volume of Black Panther, Avengers of the New World Part 2. It is Volume 5 of the series. If you haven't been checking out Ta-Nehisi Coates' Black Panther, you're missing out on one of the most talked about books of the last 2 years. Now we are going to bring it back down, and we've got the brand new issue of Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses, as well as the original graphic novel, Swing. And, yep, it's about exactly what you think it's about, and it's very fun and very tastefully done. Then we have that brand new issue of Versus, issue number 4. Some really cool stuff going on here. If you guys haven't been checking out Versus, it's actually been one of my favorite books that Image has been putting out, just because it's so darn pretty. Assad Ribic doing a great job, and Ivan Brandon has made some nice words as well. Then we have the brand new issue of Warframe, and once again we have Where We Live. It's in 2 spots because it's, you know, worth the attention and worth checking out. Now we hit Marvel. Marvel's got some cool stuff coming out this week, and we're going to start off with that brand new issue of Daredevil, issue number 603. Look, man, he doesn't look happy. And if Daredevil's not happy, that means the book is probably good, because let's be honest here, the book is always good if he is bad. And this storyline has been very good, and it's been very bad for poor old Matt. But you guys should be checking it out. Then we have the brand new issue of You Are Deadpool, and I'm super excited to read this because last week I finally got to read the book again because I read issue 1, and then I read issue 4, and then I read issue 2, and then I went to 3. It's got me all over the place, but it's finally time for issue number 5. I can't wait to see how this ends. It's crazy. It's weird. It is one of the weirdest things I've read, but it's really great, and I do recommend that you guys check it out. We got a couple different covers here. If you just want a fun, quirky version of Deadpool, Al Ewing and Salvador Espen have done a magnificent job on creating that. Then we have the True Believers Exiles, and Exiles is literally one of my favorite comic books of all time. So please read this book because this is amazing and I super love it. And it starts with a 2-part story, so you literally have half that story right off the bat. It is great. I cannot recommend it enough. Judd Winnick, Mike McCone. Oh my God, I love this book. Then we have the brand new issue of Infinity Countdown Captain Marvel, spinning out of the events of the main Infinity Countdown event, and you can see that all the different Captain Marvels are there. We've got Marvel, we've got Carol, and then we've got Monica Rambeau, and you know that when the three of them get together, things are going to get crazy. Then we have that brand new issue of Lockjaw, where he is fighting Annihilus, and adorably so. And then we have the brand new issue of Marvel 2-in-1, and I got to show you guys this very cool Deadpool cover with the Thing painted red and black, and you know that's a thing that could actually just happen. Deadpool could just get a bucket of paint and paint him, and he would probably look that upset if that actually happened to him. He would probably not enjoy it. He'd probably punch Wade pretty hard. Then we have the brand new issue of Miss Marvel, as well as the brand new issue of Punisher, issue number 225. 225. That's crazy. And what's even crazier is that Frank is still running around in this War Machine armor, and that is not a man that you trust with a giant suit of armor. Then we have the brand new issue of Spider-Gwen, and you can see right here we've got the Deadpool-themed variant, and surprisingly, it's not just Gwenpool. It's actually a completely unique design, which I think is very cool. Very nice cover by Bengal. And then we've got the main cover as well. A great series, issue number 32. And then we have one of the books that I have really been enjoying lately. We've got the brand new issue of Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue number 19. Great series from Jody Houser with Scott Koblish jumping in on art this issue. And then we have the book everybody's curious about, everybody's talking about, everybody is excited about. I mean, we're excited about because we've got Dan tomorrow. But it's Amazing Spider-Man issue number 800, and we literally cannot pull the camera back far enough to even try to show you how many covers there are for this book. And on the bright side, they're all cover price. So that's great. Lots of cool covers, lots of great things here. As we pan down, we've got Paulo Rivera, we've got Nick Bradshaw, we've got Terry Dodson, we've got Mark Bagley, Humberto Ramos. We've got some really tremendous artists working on this series and working on the main book as well, because we've got 3 different features featuring some tremendous artists. We've got Nick Bradshaw doing some of the interior art, Giuseppe Camacoli, we've got Stuart Amonin, and of course all written by the man himself, Dan Slott, the man who has somehow written issues 600, 700, and 800 of Spider-Man. My God, Dan, how did you do that? It is crazy, and you guys can ask Dan how he managed all of this tomorrow with our very cool signing. Then we're going to cut back real quick, and we're going to talk about some of those quick Marvel graphic novels coming out this week. And we've got the first volume of The Punisher as War Machine. So very cool stuff from the Marvel Legacy storyline. And then we've got Thanos Quest, and this is awesome. If you guys never read Thanos Quest, you should totally read it because it's really cool. This is the Silver Surfer stuff, but it also actually includes Thanos Quest itself. And it's all the stories from 1990 to 1991, Silver Surfer 39 through 50, and annual, and then Thanos Quest 1 and 2. So it's great. If you want to learn everything you need to know about Thanos, that is the place to start. That is like day one, and then you go from there. Then we've got a reprinted edition of Amazing Spider-Man number 799, as well as Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. This is the Marvel Legacy jumping on point that I was just talking about with Jody Houser, so it's some great stuff. We also have a new volume of Wolverine, The Amazing Immortal Man, and Other Bloody Tales. And you can tell it's bloody because he's got blood in his eyes and his mouth, and he looks all infected. We also have the dollar reprint of Wolverine Evolution. That is Wolverine, that is Sabretooth, and that is a lot of fun. A very cool story. And then we have X-Men Gold, Volume 5 from Mark Guggenheim. Some great stuff going on here. Tony Silas doing some of the art in there, and I really dig his art, and I really dig the storyline. Then we are going to bring it over, and we've got a couple more books. I swear we're not out of books yet. We've got the new Lando book, Double or Nothing. This is, if you just saw Solo and you guys love Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, as you should have because he was a delight, check out the book because it's great, and it's got the striking resemblance of Lando himself. Then we have that brand new issue of X-Men Blue, issue number 28, as well as the X-Men Red Annual. A couple different covers here. Show off this nice Travis Charest cover. Very exciting stuff. And then we have previews. That's right, it is previews week. It's the last week of the month. It's the last Wednesday of the month. That means it's got previews. And for the low, low price of like, what, $4? Something like that? It's everything you need to know. It's got everything. It's literally all the books that you want in one spot. Now, I am going to take a little swig of water, so you'll have to forgive me for indulging. That's the good stuff. So it's a great week in comics. It's very exciting. And now I'm going to take some time to talk about some of the books that are particularly enticing on this wonderful Wednesday. So to start us off, I've got the brand new issue of Aquaman and Jabberjaw. It is Aquaman and Jabberjaw teaming up, and that's a lot of fun. I really liked the Jabberjaw cartoon growing up, so it's really cool to see it integrated into the books. This is not in continuity, so you guys don't have to worry if you are, a continuity nut, but we do actually get the writers of the main books. So we get Dan Abnett and we get Paul Pelletier, and Paul Pelletier did some of the Aquaman book a while back, so it's great. It naturally fits in. I'm trying to see if I can show you a page that won't completely suck the fun out of things, but oh man, I really just don't want to spoil the little gags. But it's great. It's pretty. Here, pretty pictures make me happy. Hopefully they make you happy. This book definitely made me happy, and it's a great read for you all. Then we have Black Lightning and Hong Kong Phooey, and this is great. Once again, another one of the Hanna-Barbera books. Very cool. If you guys are a fan of Black Lightning, he doesn't always get to revisit his roots, but in this, we get to see a bit of a timepiece tale, and I think it's great, and it's just really cool, and once again, a lot of fun. Then we have the brand new issue of Doomsday Clock, Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Some awesome stuff here, a very cool cover, and now this really is a book that I probably can't show you a single page, because that's kind of the way that this book goes, is it's either way too graphic or I totally spoiled it for you. So let's see if there's anything I can find. Nope, but it's cool. Trust me, please trust me. I swear I'm trustworthy, and this book is great. Then we do have the brand new issue of Justice League No Justice, and I'm going to open this up so I can show you guys that this has a very pretty wraparound cover. And I also want to see, Francis Manapul is back on art here, and we'll just open it up as we see the Omega Titans destroying, well, hopefully not destroying the Earth, but attacking nonetheless. So it's very fun, it's very cool, and it is a great read if you are a Justice League fan. And of course, this is setting up the new Justice League books from DC. Then we have, close off DC, that brand new issue of Man of Steel. This is Brian Michael Bendis, and this is Ivan Reis, and they are teaming up, and we get to see, I can just open up to page 2, a nice, beautiful double-page spread. Some gorgeous art here. Ivan Reis is one of the best guys in comics, and this book is very exciting, and a lot of people are going to want to keep an eye out to see where things go, because Brian Michael Bendis is shaping the future of the Man of Tomorrow, or should I say, the Man of Steel. Then we have a trio of terrific books from Valiant. We've got some very cool stuff going on here. And to celebrate the release of this book right here in my hand, well, all the books in my hand, but to celebrate these books, we have Joe Illidge, the executive editor of Valiant himself. And let's say hi to Joe.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It is going very well.
Hey, everyone. Good to be here today on New Comic Book Day.
Yes. So we have a few books. What can you tell us about Harbinger Wars?
Well, first of all, it's the best book that's really out today, to be perfectly honest with you. So Harbinger Wars 2, Issue 1 really kicks off the big crossover event and deals with the consequences of Livewire, who is a superpowered psyop, basically turning off all the power in the United States as a revolutionary act against a lot of young superpowered children being hunted down and killed by the American government. And that basically leads to a war between two different sides within the Valiant universe of a lot of the popular characters, Exo-Man of War, Bloodshot, Ninjak, and it's really a great kickoff to our big summer event.
So what can you tell people about these characters? What's going on? I mean, we saw the prelude issue with Livewire.
Right.
But what can you expand on what provoked Livewire? Why is Livewire, what's going on in her head?
Right, so basically, psyops are superpowered beings with latent abilities that have to be activated. So Livewire is one of those people. She was activated a long time ago. She sees herself as a mother figure for the new generation of superpowered youth. And when she discovered that even though she's been working with the American government, that the American government had separate paramilitary operations, killing kids all over America, she realized she had to take a stand. She had to make a really decisive action. So by doing that, she used her abilities to basically set up an act of war, to say, okay, this can no longer be tolerated. And what that does is that puts other nations on alert, that puts the American government on alert, and it puts different superhumans in the Valiant universe on alert. And basically it really speaks to the fact that the Valiant universe is really a science fiction universe, really grounded. And so the way our characters develop in stories and evolve over years really is more of a real life kind of a feel. Livewire has been in the universe since 2012 when the Valiant universe relaunched. So everything that has happened to her in the last 6 years has led up to Harbinger Wars 2.
So it's bleak. I would say, maybe not bleak, but it sounds like it's
well,
it's
the thing
pretty,
is
is
it any more bleak than our lives right now? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, this is the real world that we're living in. So it's like, but you know what? We still get up in the morning and we still try to do the best that we can. Some of us trying to do good. Some of us, So same thing in the Harbinger Wars 2 event, and the same thing in the Valiant universe. That world is our world.
So maybe if people want something a bit more, maybe a bit more fun.
Okay,
you know,
okay. If you want to take a break.
If you want to take a break.
All right.
You got Quantum and Woody, and so Quantum and Woody, of course, also out this week.
Right.
Quantum and Woody's always good for a laugh. They're always good to lighten the mood, kind of. They're like the cool guys to come into the room, and they're kind of idiots, but we love them.
Now, this is true. But now this issue, they also have to deal with the consequences of the blackout that Livewire has instituted throughout the United States, and you really get a sense of the true heroism of Quantum and Woody. You know, they're adopted brothers. They love each other. They drive each other crazy. And basically, this really gives us a sense of what happens when they're put in a situation that's way above their heads and where it's not about their superpowers, but it's about their character and how much they really want to help people, even though they get on each other's nerves.
And I think that's cool. You know, that's something that I can definitely get behind. You know, I mean, granted, I didn't grow up with brothers, but I grew up with friends that basically, like, they were friends from age 5 until now.
Right, right.
So they're lifelong friends, and I always want to punch them in the face.
Yeah, basically, each of us have a Quantum or a Woody in our lives.
Exactly. And so this is cool, and we also have a new creative team on this issue to celebrate, basically.
That's right, that's right. So we have Elliot Rahal, he's doing the writing. Francis Portela is doing the art. Andrew Dowhouse is doing the coloring. Now, open a book. Let's see who's doing our amazing lettering, because, of course, without letters.
Let's get some words.
Yeah.
We got words.
Let's go to the credits page. Let's see.
Go to the
yeah.
credits?
We should read everybody's
and
name,
it's also
right?
where we meet all of our characters.
We got Dave Sharp doing the lettering. That's where you get the rundown of Quantum, Eric Henderson, Woody Henderson, and the GOAT, who's really the star of the comic.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the GOAT.
GOAT's, and it's already been weird with this GOAT man lately. Like, things have been
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, really launching a new creative team here, launching it, and it works with Harbinger Wars 2 is something we feel really good about because, again, you can't do something like have a blackout happen in the entire United States that's instituted by one of our superhuman beings, and it doesn't affect our other characters.
So, and then if we want something that maybe doesn't impact everybody, but
right?
It does have everybody all the same.
Right.
We've got Valiant High.
Yep.
So Valiant High is Daniel Kibblesmith and Derek Charm doing some crazy reimagining. It's like, you know, the teen years.
Yeah, it's basically, you know, the Valiant characters are really so rich that it's easy to take those characters and kind of like put them in a high school setting and see what they would be like as younger characters. And, you know, in addition to the writer and the artist that you mentioned, we have colorist David Barron, we have letterer Simon Boland, and it's really amazing how even if you've never come across the Valiant characters before, you can read Valiant High #1 and you can get a sense of character types.
Oh, yeah.
If you've read Valiant comics, then you can read this and say, oh, that was an interesting thing they did with Ninjak. That was an interesting thing they did with Livewire. So it really works for both audiences, and that's really cool. That's one of the things.
This.
Yeah, well, come on. Ninjak is always a dope sharper, and see the colors he's wearing? Those are his colors.
Yeah.
That's a color code, you know? So we think about these things.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff, and it's very exciting. And so thank you for coming by to inform us and tell us all these things. I mean, I'm loving all these books.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the thing is, you know, what we're really proud of at Valiant is there's really a book for everyone. So Harbinger Wars 2 is a big event book. Think of that as like a tentpole summer blockbuster film. Quantum and Woody is really more of an interpersonal drama. Sometimes the humor is dark, sometimes not. And Valiant High is really like light fare, high school, but with all the interpersonal drama of teenagers and school and everything that you like and hate about that. And it's kind of a bit. I don't know if you remember your high school years. I remember my high school years. Some were good, some were not. So I think Valiant High really brings that across.
Well, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having.
So thank you once again to Joe for coming by and telling us all about these amazing books from Valiant. You guys should definitely check them out. We've got a lot of great trades from Valiant as well. So if you guys haven't gotten in on your Valiant fix lately, we can hook you up. It's going to be fun. Now, to talk about some of the cool Marvel books this week, we've got the brand new Infinity Countdown Captain Marvel book, and like I mentioned before, it's got Marvel, it's got Monica Rambeau, it's got Carol Danvers, and what makes me really happy is it got Jim McCann on writing this, and I really like Jim McCann. If you guys ever read his Hawkeye and Mockingbird book like 10 years back now, that book is awesome, and this book is also awesome and very fun indeed. Show you some cool action scenes. Great read. Then we have that brand new issue of Marvel 2-in-1, and this is, of course, the conclusion of Fate of the Forest. Some very exciting stuff here. And if you haven't been reading the book, Chip Zdarsky has done a great job of characterizing our dual leads as we get to see the Thing and the Human Torch having a lot of fun. And I've been having a lot of fun. But it's also just cool. It's some great science stuff. And Jim Chung on art one last time because, of course, he's going to be jumping onto Justice League. But you guys can check this out. Just love it. Awesome. Then we have one of the books that everybody's talking about. The book you can see behind me. You can see our lovely Francesco Mattina variant cover directly behind me. It is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 800. That's right, 800 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. Now, that's not just Spider-Man in general, because if you go and you add all the different Spider-Man books, the man's had over like 1,000 issues. But this is great because it is the flagship title for Amazing Spider-Man that started way back in the 1960s, so it's great to see it brought into the modern era. A lot of fun stuff here. I don't know how much I can show you, actually, because this book has just been crazy lately. But I'll show you some quick little... I'll show you one thing. Some crazy action sequences by Humberto Ramos doing some great stuff as we see that symbiotes are the freak of the week. We've got some crazy stuff going on. We've got the Red Goblin, we've got Venom, we've got some crazy stuff going on with Anti-Venom as well. You guys should be checking this out. Then we also... Oh, and don't forget to come by our signing tomorrow. Dan Slott, Midtown Comics Downtown. It's going to be fun. Then we have Lando, Double or Nothing, spinning out of Star Wars Solo. So it's actually not really spinning out. It's actually spinning into. So it's great if you guys liked Solo. I really like Solo. I had a lot of fun. If you guys want to check out a cool comic book that brings you into the world, this is the one. And then we also have the X-Men Red Annual #1. I've been loving X-Men Red. It's been really great. A lot of great stuff. Tom Taylor's doing a great job. This issue, we have Pascal Lixie on art, who I always love his art. And we just open on this lovely page, paying homage to some of the past eras of Jean Grey. And this is taking place between Phoenix Resurrection and X-Men Red #1. So if you guys want to fill in the gaps and understand what's been going on, this is it. And then one last book that I wanted to talk about is Where We Live. It is a benefit for the survivors in Las Vegas. And look, I would run out of breath and I would run out of time if I tried to list to you all of the creators that have worked on this book. It is the top tier of the comic book industry. Some really amazing people. They literally don't put first names on this. They literally only have space to put last names in the credits because there are so many people that work on this book. Some really terrific talents. And once again, those proceeds all go to benefit those in Las Vegas affected by gun violence. So it is a very good book, a very topical book. It is $19.99, and I highly recommend it. It is really going to pull on your heartstrings. I've read through a number of the stories so far, and they are incredibly good, but they are incredibly heartfelt. So, not for the weak of heart, but worthwhile nonetheless. And then that's it for the regular releases. And one thing I just want to give an extra special shout out to is Previews. It is the last Wednesday of the month, and that means that Previews is out. And what's Previews? Well, Previews is the one place that you can find every single book that comes out on this wall, but months in advance. If you guys want to know what books are coming out, this is the place to look. and it also comes with fun little extra things in it. So I can take this book, I can pull this book away, and when I pull the book away, I've got the Marvel previews that'll tell me everything that's going on with those maniacs at Marvel. Then I've got the DC previews, and it's double-sided. It's got some great stuff. It's got the Adventures of the Super Sons. It's got that new book, Pearl. All these great stuff. The Return to Jinx World. Awesome. And then we also have Image Plus Magazine, and Image Plus Magazine is always great, always cool, because it gives you insight into all the new books coming out from Image, which is really helpful, I find, because a lot of these worlds are these creative, unique worlds that we don't know, but you can get to know them by reading Image Plus. And that's it. That's the world of comics this week. Thank you for stopping by. Lots of fun stuff. Hopefully we'll see you at our signings very soon. Like this video? Be sure to let us know by putting the words and the things into the section directly below me. Tell us, like us, share us, give me validation because I love it, and make sure to find us on our social media. Find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram. You found us here, so tell your friends, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.